A $1 million box parked outside Moscow made the S-400 blink first. Not a missile. Not a jet. An electronic warfare lure that turned Russia's radar net into a spotlight aimed the wrong way. Stay with this. We'll reverse engineer how that single EW posture forced air defenses to reveal their angles, opened a corridor for kamikaze drones, and set off the refinery hits at Capata. If you want to see modern warfare pivot from brute force to precision manipulation, this is the story that shows the switch flip. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. A quiet van-sized emitter sits outside Moscow, and the most advanced Russian radar turns to face a ghost. The lens swings. The net ripples. A hole opens where fuel moves and fighters feed. Ukraine doesn't park these EW trucks as armor. They bait. Each rig is a lure designed to wake the S-400, draw its gaze, and make it shift sectors. You get the radar to hunt where you want, then you slip through where it isn't. That's the core play. Russian doctrine reads EW as cover noise, screens, not spears. But the signal the vans throw isn't random hiss, the profile looks like a package worth intercepting. Power ramps in steps, sweeps through bands, and holds just long enough to look like a flight inbound on a line. Interceptors pivot off the refinery corridor because the scope says the threat mass is somewhere else. The wall turns into a door. Now map the ground. EW vans set on a tangent to Capata, offset just far enough to keep their main lobe from flooding the actual approach. Their beams wash the southwest sky. On the edge of that fall-off, small recon UAVs cruise the gray line where the jammer fades. They aren't hiding under the lobe, they're surfing its rim, counting how the radar heads pivot and where the engagement fans overlap. You steer by the blind arcs that show up like low tide. The tools matter. DRFM-like tricks take the radar's own pulse and hand it back with edits, delay here, Doppler tweak there, so the search set chases a false track that has speed and altitude logic. Swept jamming drags a brush across known frequencies to kick the radar into different search modes, each mode prints a different rhythm, and that rhythm tells you what fire control nodes are live. Short timing bursts hit and cut on cue, forcing the net to drop tracks and start over. When a system restarts its search pattern, the quiet nodes you care about light for a beat. That beat gives away the teeth under the S-400 umbrella. Then a feint. A MiG-29 lights up in the corridor the lure paints. Not a charge, a flash. Enough for Russian sensors to commit to the wrong azimuth. Meanwhile, Ukrainian recon drones sit in the clutter, masked behind the jammer's bloom, with angles on the real lanes. One moves to mark a mast. One waits for the timing call. Watch the telltales. When the EW smother window opens, Tornado G batteries lose clean queuing. Short-range SAMs fumble handoffs because track data breaks into fuzz. Those gaps aren't random, they match the moments when the radar net is forced to reset and relay traffic chokes. Comms sound alive but the content is bent into static. That's your green light. Command builds a ladder. First, the EW burst to force the blink. Next, a recon laser spot fired from a drone riding a rooftop wind eddy, tight and brief. Then the step off, a thin wave of loitering munitions, low, slow, and quiet, crossing the gap the radar just exposed. No sprint. No plume. Just a slide under the noise floor. The S-400 blinks first. The corridor at Capata stays open for minutes, not seconds. That's all the time you need. The first wave passes through untouched, then fans inside the grid to work targets the radar thinks are safe behind it. Now the eyes are pointed the wrong way. The blind arc is real. The strike package is already moving to take what that gap offers and to press why Capata matters beyond one night, because fuel lines set tempo and tempo decides who flies tomorrow. The drones don't sprint, they drift in like fog, while something louder steals the spotlight. Engines bark on a distant road. Radios crackle. The noise draws eyes and guns away from the corridor that just opened. Here's the sequence. Kamikaze drones ride the low air, fed by quiet relays from recon UAVs loitering above rooftops and tree lanes. On the ground, decoy bikes and small bots form a crawling ring that clamps around Capata. Far out, artillery sits cold. Glide munitions wait on rails beyond reach. The stack is layered, the timing tight, and every piece is there to feed the next move. Russian interceptors surge toward the feint you already saw set. Short-range SAM crews snap to local defense, scanning too close, too narrow. Tornado batteries hunt for bearings, but the signal's picture is jammed and off-axis. Their scopes don't agree. Their handoffs stutter. Every second spent sorting the noise gives the swarm more ground. The outer ring starts with motorcycles. 2 to a bike, light, fast, they ride the fence in bursts. They kick dust, rattle gates, and force security to go hot on radios and sensors. That chatter gives away patrol routes and blind turns. Then the suicide wheels roll, single-axle decoys with simple brains and a loud signature, built to trip infrared and motion lines. They throw false positives until the alarm net dulls. Behind them, small mine-laying robots slip into hedges and culverts and lay timed charges across likely exits. No one can leave clean. No one can rush in on a straight line. This is the robotic ring, doing its job. It doesn't need to kill. It needs to shape choices. It squeezes space, takes away easy routes, and forces defenders to make call after call with bad data. That constant decision load slows response and opens gaps. You don't outrun it, you grind down under it. A UAV settles on a comms mast just outside the main lot. It holds a laser for seconds, tight, steady. A standoff glide like a JDAM cousin drops from far out, rides the beam, and lands square on a valve yard. The blast throws burning fuel into the still air. Secondary fires leap from tank to tank. You can see the pull effect in real time. Air defense elements tug back toward the capital to guard higher value nodes as the fire spreads. The ring tightens, and the drones keep sliding in. Long-range missiles and more glide bombs aim not at the biggest flames, but at links in the chain, storage tanks that feed lines, junctions that route fuel, pipe racks that carry volume. The southern sky glows, but the real gain is invisible. Radar coverage bends to protect what's left, leaving edges thin. Every shift in that net opens another lane. The hit on Capata is a lever, not just a blow. It throws off fuel routing, shoves convoy timing into the red, and cuts sortie rhythm. Pumps halt, trucks stack up, crews wait for clearance that doesn't come. The city's logistics pull stutters. When the tasking goes out to pull sensitive kit and push reserve fuel, the convoy forms late and rolls into a map that changed 10 minutes ago. It never clears the belt. The ring pins it at a choke where 2 lanes squeeze to 1. Timed charges score the pavement. Tires shred. The lead vehicle burns. Cheap loitering munitions, guided by clean laser spots from those quiet relays, drop in one after another. No drama. Methodical. The column goes silent by the 5th hit, and the road belongs to the drones. You've seen the corridor open and the kill chain complete. Next time you hear EW support, ask yourself what you'd run on night 1, a shield to block hits, or a key that unlocks the whole grid. EW as lure turns a wall into a door. Once it swings, swarms, and standoff fires walk through. You just watched how shaping sensors, not shooting first, sets tempo and steals initiative. Here's your tactical debate. How should forces fold EW, drones, and ground robots into one plan to reach strategic aims, supply choke, radar bend, command delay? Comment your choice below. Shield or lure, how would you employ EW on night 1? If you want more breakdowns of how deception beats armor, subscribe. Modern war favors the force that shapes sensors, not just shooters. Subscribe and join a community that seeks real conflict truth.